Chapter 4. The Sales Approach. Quote, pretend that every single person you meet has a sign around his or her neck that says, "Make me feel important." Not only will you succeed in sales, you will succeed in life. Mary Kay Ash. She was an American businesswoman and founder of Mary Kay Cosmetics, Inc. Believe me, it's a great joy to continue the book with Chapter 4. In all honesty, this chapter, therein lies highly relevant steps for you and me to reap more in selling our physical product and personal services. You ask why? Here is the answer from one famous sales expert: you don't have a second chance to make a good first impression. Well said. Yes, I cannot agree more with this saying. So, here is the kicker. In reality, this fourth critical stage or step of the selling process, which is cultivating the sales approach. Trust me, it may actually make or break the sales. Make no mistakes. This stage may be only the fourth stage or step, but believe me, it is just as important as any of the 7 stages of professional selling excellence. Hence, without delay, let's jump to this step or stage. Alright, be forewarned. It should be a serious warning to every salesperson. In truth, you must always present yourself in the most favorable light, especially in the eyes of your prospect. At least for the first time. By this you may get a positive reception. Let me share a true-to-life experience. A colleague of mine related an incident what happened in the company's clinic. While he was sitting with a patient in the waiting room, he was rudely rebuffed. Without any primary introduction, and abruptly, he asked the man sitting next to him, "Would you want to buy a life insurance policy from me?" Before he could utter another word, he was badly rejected with these harsh words: "Even if I want to buy any insurance policy, I won't buy it from you." That said, let's then discover why the key elements will create a successful first good impression on the prospect. And avoid such nasty rejection. For the reason below, it is important why the salesperson must elegantly adopt this all-important approach, stage or step of selling. Anytime and anywhere. As mentioned, they consist of these 5 top golden keys or elements. Golden key number 1. Be early at the prospect place for appointment. Believe it or not, an effective salesperson must always have adequate waiting time in the showroom, in their office, or in the prospect's homes. Again, you may ask, why? Simple. The answer: so you can precondition yourself beforehand. Be internally and externally positive but not overbearing. Agree or not? Next, golden key number 2. Greet your prospect with a sense of gratefulness. Everyone loves to be appreciated, including you and me. Although you are giving your prospect a chance to buy your product in question, you should also show sincere appreciation. Especially for the time and effort a prospect reserved for you to present your offering to him. With your show of gratefulness, it more often than not, the prospect will be willing to give you a listening ear. Trust me, this will definitely increase your chance of closing the sale of your product or services. True. That said, let's examine further the next golden key to open the lock to an excellent sales approach. Alright, golden key number 3. Give positive comments on the sales environment and etc. In truth, saying the high praises at the right time and situation is essential to breaking the ice with your prospect. It's like tilling the soil before planting the seeds of your sales talk. There are so many things that you can appreciate. If you are meeting the prospect in their house, office, or their showroom, do give positive comments on the style and color of the furniture or the prospect's dressing. However, the words spoken should be genuine and come from the bottom of your heart. The sound of your voice should show full sincerity and meanings. Simple to follow. You bet. The second last golden keys should be easy to understand and do. Actually, it's no rocket science. Read on and you will agree with me. Honest. Golden key number 4. Your PHYSCIAL appearance and body language. This golden key entails your use of total body language, including facial expression. When having eye-to-eye contact with your prospect, you should wear a friendly smile. Not only that, but do look interested. All these expressions should indicate high interest and eagerness in the meeting. This will ease the prospect to buy the car or service in question effortlessly. Are we on the same wavelength? If a yes, then let's move over to last golden key. Why wait? Golden key number 5. Always use non-threatening language to get prospects relevant details. This final golden key may be last but certainly not the least. Trust me, the facts and figures gotten from your prospect is like adding firewood to a burning desire to own your automobile or property. Unless and until you get the right info, you would never do a perfect presentation. In this respect, the canned sales presentation is the thing of the past. Even when applied, it sometimes sounds like pressure selling. Nobody likes to be pressured to buy what you are selling, especially from sales individual like ourselves. So do get relevant questions to tailor your upcoming sales speech for maximum impact. Get my point of view. Summary: this wrap-up would be incomplete if no mention is made of this chapter's distilled essences. In fact, these are critical areas to seriously to consider once again. As mentioned, to etched in our mind, this recap is highly critical. If you still remember, one of the factors that can create a good first impression is to be early, so as to prepare to make a fine impression. Plus, keep in mind to impress and show your prospect that you are thankful to meet him or her. Please be also reminded to be generous with your positive comments on the people and things in the prospect's place and their people. I repeat, do wear a pleasant smile at all time, regardless of the situation. Finally, you must always ask non-threatening question appropriate to the sales. Quite a mouthful, I must say. Conclusion. Trust me, there is no better way to conclude this chapter than to take a firm stand on what has been said and proven steps. Hence it must repeat that the 4 stages of selling, which is approach stage, is highly important. Regardless whether the salesperson is a male or female, date and time when the approach is made. This is especially true when the salesperson is meeting the opposite sex. In fact, you should equally be prepared to sell professionally at all times. Regardless whether is done in the prospective's buyer's office or in your showroom. Agree or not? PS More info available. Sales approach, from YouTube at web links. End of chapter 4.